There are some towns in America that don't need skyscrapers or pro stadiums to make noise. They just need grit. They need a Friday night. And they need a story worth telling. Today, we head to Hickory, North Carolina, a place that proves small towns don't just watch history, they build it, brick by brick, lap by lap, season by season. This is a city where engines echoed before the NFL was a thing, where a college stadium older than your great-grandfather still holds playoffs games, and where a high school football team, just last year, reminded the whole state what belief really looks like. Let's take a trip through the greatest sports moments Hickory has ever witnessed, and trust me, they go way deeper than you think. This is Street Sign Storytime, and this is Hickory, North Carolina. If you understand some things, and if you truly want to understand Hickory, you start with the dirt flies. Just on the edge of town sits the Hickory Motor Speedway, the track that earned it the nickname, the world's most famous short track. And it's not a marketing slogan, it's because this little 3/8 mile oval built careers. This is where drivers like Junior Johnson, Ned Jarrett, and Ralph Earnhardt learn how to handle a car that way to snap loose in every corner, where the line between bravery and stupidity started to get a little bit thin and then vanished completely. In 1959, Junior Johnson won the Hickory 250, a NASCAR Grand National Series race. Nothing fancy, no $1 million purse, no pre-race pyrotechnics, just a moonshine runner turned racer muscling a stock car through North Carolina clay and taking home a win that helps cement his legend. From the 50s to the 90s, Hickory hosted Busch Series races that became mandatory schooling for future Cup Series drivers. You didn't skip Hickory, you survived it, or you learned something. If Charlotte is the home of NASCAR, Hickory is the garage where the future champions got built. Now let's jump to something that feels like it belongs in a sepia-toned photograph. Moretz Stadium. Built in 1924, nearly a century ago, this stadium is the home of the Lenoir-Rhyne University and one of the oldest continuously used college football stadiums in the country. Just think about that. Teams played here before helmets had face masks, before hash marks, before the forward pass was even considered polite, and yet the place is still alive. The Bears have played countless playoff games here, both NAIA and NCAA Division II. The crowd sits right on top of the field. Well, not literally, though Hickory fans probably would do it if they could. The brick walls give the stadium its iconic name, Between the Bricks. And every time they host a playoff game, whether it was the NAIA days in the 50s or their deep Division II runs in the 2010s, that place shook like an old building didn't know it was supposed to retire. One of the most electric chapters, the Bears' 2013 playoff run, when they bulldozed teams on their way to the Division II National Championship game. They didn't win the title that year, but they made Hickory feel like the center of the college football universe for one wild winter. Now we can't talk Hickory sports without mentioning the team with the most Carolina-sounding name ever, the Hickory Crawdads. Single-A affiliate of the Texas Rangers system, the Crawdads have packed fans into L.B. Franz Stadium since 1993. In 2002, the Crawdads won the South Atlantic League Championship, putting Hickory on minor league baseball's map. Not with big names, not with a pipeline of future Hall of Famers, but with a scrappy roster of guys grinding for their shot. And then, 2015, they did it again! Another league title, another reason for Hickory to blow the dust off the fireworks and celebrate like it was the big leagues. Minor league baseball is where dads take their kids to learn how to love the game. And in Hickory, those nights are part of the town's identity. Hot dogs, sweet tea, and the hope that one day you'll say, I saw that dude before he made it big. And all right. Now we're going to go modern, recent, and honestly, this might be the most emotionally charged sports moment in Hickory's entire history. Hickory High School, a program with tradition, but also a pretty long drought. Last time they won a state football championship, 1996. Then came the 2023 season, a roster full of talent, full of speed, and full of confidence, but also that hunger only a 27-year gap can create. They powered through the playoffs. They earned their shot. Then on December 9, 2023, they walked into the NCHSAA 3A state championship game and beat 71st High School 33-26. It wasn't clean. It wasn't easy, but it was Hickory football, tough, scrappy, and fueled by a community that showed up like they'd been waiting almost 3 decades for this moment. When that clock hit 0, you could feel it across the town. It was like a weight was gone, a chapter was closed, but a new one opened. This wasn't just a win. This was a generational moment. And then you're probably thinking, soccer? Do they do that in the South? Well, yeah. Hickory said, why not? And they built something special. Hickory FC, the city's NPSL club, wasn't supposed to be a powerhouse. They were new, they were underdogs, they were the team you root for because they represent the community, not the money. Then came July 2025. Hickory FC battled through a brutal Southeastern Conference final, 128 minutes of soccer, legs gone, lungs empty, and somehow they pulled out a 1-0 dub. The victory didn't just earn a trophy, it announced something bigger. Hickory wasn't just a race town, not just football, not just baseball. This city, this little city in the foothills, had a soccer culture of its own. And just like that, there was a new chapter that got written. So what makes Hickory so special? It's not the size. It's not the money. It's not the flash. It's the way that the town keeps showing up, keeps building legends, keeps proving that history, it doesn't care how big your city is, only how loud your heart beats. From the roar of the Speedway, to the echo between the bricks, to the sizzling lights at high school glory, to the Crawdads championship nights, to the unexpected rise of Hickory FC. This town has earned its place in the spotlight. And that, everybody, is why Hickory, North Carolina, is pure Friday night lore. That's all we got. We'll do it again next week. Maybe it'll be your town. Maybe it won't. But either way, we'll be right here. Take care, everybody.